Welcome to my review of the Revoltech Eva Unit 1 Awakening version. This is based on the Rebuild 2.0 movie by Evangelion, and this is the part where Shinji goes God mode. This is by Kyoto, by the way. This figure is from a line of re-releases by Revoltech called Evangelion Evolution. Pause whenever you like just to check the box art and stuff, whatever you may need from the box. This figure comes with a lot of stuff, but of course, we're gonna take a look at the figure first. The painting is good in this figure. Just take a look at it. It's really clean. It's done really well. So, as you can see over here, the right knee, which I'm gonna point at right now, this has some paint issues. Also, the shoes, they are supposed to be yellow, but that's fine with me anyway. And here's a look at the back. Clean painting. There's no paint bleeding or wherever in this area, so pretty good painting. The major issues here though are on the face, and I had two defects here. I had to paint away some paint bleeding on the eye. Too bad the other eye is bigger than the other. And my second defect though is on the jaw. This thing lacks a peg on that side, and for some reason I don't know why, but it's still fine though. It still functions, and yeah, it still works. So the proportions match pretty well to the official line art, though I think the head is a little bit too big and the torso is a little bit not that wide, so but it still looks good. Now we're gonna take a look at the accessories, starting by the hands. So in my opinion, the hands are sculpted very well. Aside from the fists, we have some relaxed hands. They have no paint bleeding or whatever, no paint issues here. They look really good. Here are some open palms, which look good. These are slightly more open palms. You might need this, you wouldn't know. Also the other pair you've seen earlier. Here are these special hands. There's this weirdly whatever hand, and this is the karate chop hand. I suppose these are for running. Here's the trigger finger hand together with the gun, and the gun has a pretty nice sculpt, though there's no bullet hole for some reason. At least the painting is really clean, as you can see. It's really good, so there's no issues here whatsoever. Now here are some hands that don't grab anything. There's no Spear of Longinus, there's no knife, and this is really disappointing. Sad. Now here's the chopped off arm. It was chopped off by an angel called Zeruel. I don't know how to say that name. Though, as seen in the movie, he makes a arm out of an AT field, which is really cool. Here he raises his arm, and then he just goes God mode like right after this. So looking at the God mode itself, and fuck, you know what happened there? That's not my fault. That's definitely not my fault. That's the peg's fault. So when I was trying to put this head on, since it wasn't what came outside of the box, here's the horn. When I was trying to put it in the neck, it broke off on me because it was too damn tight. It was so goddamn tight. So you better be cautious, be careful, don't be me. Also, the head looks really good, by the way. Other than that, check out the new arm. It's kind of wrong. I mean, it's shown in the movie here, over here, it's more orange, but it still looks cool. The flame effect is kind of nice. Flame, I guess? Though, from looking good, this sculpt is kind of bad because you can't rotate the flame effect. Once you bend the elbow, it points down. It's not pointing the right way, so it's kind of bad, but it's fine. I mean, you know, it's not that much of an issue. So, the hands that come with the God arm are almost exactly the same with these hands over here, so we don't need to take a look at them. Another part of Shinji becoming Jesus is his halo. In order to get this, you have to change the back piece. So here's a closer look. It looks cool. It has this really pearly painting effect. Kinda like it. It looks nice. Though this rod, the connection point, the hinge peg is really tight. I don't understand why, but then up here it's really loose. It likes to pop off really easy. Just the slightest movement it'll pop off. I prefer it off because it disturbs me in the articulation a bit. Another accessory is this umbilical cord cable thing for it to run, and it's really loose. I don't really like it. It's loose. I mean, once you peg it in, you'll have a feeling it's tight. Like, I'm gonna tap it here, and yeah, it feels tight, but then slightest movement, they'll fall off. It's not like you're gonna use this anyway.
There's also this other accessory that applies with the angry head. Let me focus on that instead. Focuses on the angry head. It's like he does eye lasers in the movie, just so you know. Only once, and they had to include this accessory, even if he only did it once. So that's kind of nice. And aside from that, I forgot to mention, there's a moving jaw, but though it doesn't close all the way because of the sculpting of the teeth.
The last accessory is a stand, and there are 3 hinges in the stand itself, just like every other stand that exists. There's an optional clip because you can always peg it directly on the back of the Evangelion. It functions like every stand. There's a clip, you can clip it on and stuff. So with that over with, let's just take a look at the poseability of the Evangelion itself.
For the poseability, we're gonna start from the head down. There's a double Revoltech joint on the neck, so it could go up that far. It looks weird, but it's not like you're gonna look at it that way. It could go down that far, more than enough, I guess you could say that. And there's a rotation at the base, so it could go left and right. It can't do a full 360 though. And there's a head pivot because of the way it's connected. The shoulder pylons are connected in a hinged peg. It has some rocketing movement, you can see that, and there's a rotation. Let me put these out of the way for my own benefit. There's a Revoltech joint here. It's pegged in an angle. It's bent that way, not straight, so it's kind of weird. It could go up this far, really far. I think it could bend more, never mind. It can rotate, but not a full 360 because I told you it was pegged in a weird way. There's a Revoltech, there's a bicep swivel. There's a Revoltech joint here at the elbow, so it gives you max range. For the ghost arm, it has the same range. It has the same amount of ticks and the same wrist. The wrist has a weird angle when it swivels. It's way better than swiveling this way because there's more options there, I guess you could say that. And elbow swivel, you might need that somewhere for like more impossible movements. There's a huge Revoltech joint here, so it could bend this far. It does a 90-degree bend, and that's just great. I love my ab crunches. And there's all the way back. It goes far back, and there's a waist swivel on 2 points up here and down here, so you can't go a full 360, but it's not like you're gonna do that anyway. This is like the max range it could get. There's the leg connection is kind of weird. There are 2 rotations, so this one goes this way, and it goes up that far and back that far. It doesn't go back that much, and this one is rotated like that, so it could no, so that's how the leg goes out. Like, you have to move that forward as well, so it'll be facing that way. And if you wanted to, you can do that. Really stupid, but wait, let the camera focus. There you go. It's really stupid, but you can do that. There's a knee swivel. There's a double jointed knee. Gives you maximum range. This is great. There's a ankle. And there's a Revoltech joint for the ankle, so it could go up this far and go down this far. There's an ankle rocker, which goes pretty much all the way you want it to go. Wait, this is actually the max range. And there's a really loose toe. It's kind of annoying, but it goes all the way up. Look at that. I guess you could say it's more than 90 degrees, a little bit. And there's a swivel there, which is more useful than you may think. So the poseability here, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, there's a moving jaw like I said earlier. But yeah, that's about it for the poseability. And it poses really well.
So this figure is around 17 centimeters to the top of the pylon, which is 6.7 inches. And to the top of the head, without counting the horn, it's 15 centimeters, which is like 5.9 inches. So here it is next to a high grade, to be exact, the clear version of the Barbatos Lupus. And here's the Figma Skyward Sword. Remember I mentioned the swiveling toe? Here's how it looks like in a pose. Looks good. So overall, this is a really good figure, a great figure for me. This is the most posable figure in my collection right now, and that means I haven't collected that much, to be honest. But this is still a really fun figure. It has so many options, it has a lot of accessories, there's so much to do with this figure, so much posing options. Though for this price, I got it in a huge sale, and boy, it's worth all my money, worth every penny. This is a really good figure. I guess you could say it is my favorite figure in my collection as of now. And the painting is really clean, though in some areas it's kind of sloppy, but you can fix that easily, and it's completely overshadowed by the sheer amount of articulation and accessories. So yeah, hope you enjoyed my review.